Hey guys, what's up? It's Cayley. I'm taking you guys along with me sourcing today. I am here at my first stop. We are at a Goodwill and we are going to see what kind of goodies we can find to flip on eBay and Poshmark. So far, it's been a crazy morning. I got a little bit of a late start because I just got a Rollo printer. I know, I said I wouldn't switch to a label printer anytime soon. However, the printer that we were using, it was old. We've had it for a long time. It started giving me fits. And one thing just kept happening. It seemed like almost every day. And so finally I was like, if one more thing happens with this printer, I'm just going to break down and buy a label printer. So that's what I did. So it was the morning trying to figure out like, okay, how do I change the settings in eBay? How do I change the settings in Poshmark? Installing it on the computer and just, I guess, manipulating, testing, trial and error, trying to figure things out. All this to say, I got it figured out and I'm really excited. It is really nice to just have them all in one line. Also thinking about printing my own thank you stickers on there, so we'll see how that goes. So I shipped out a little over 30 items. We are currently listing, actually we just bumped up to 35 listings a day. So here soon we will be setting active with our scheduled listings, 35 active listings. Hopefully we'll see a little jump in our sales. And then I hustled out to get to sourcing. So here's where we are now. Let's go inside and see what we can find.
So you guys know the first thing I'm always going to do when I go into a thrift store is look for one of those new racks. They happen to have one. That way I can figure out the new color, meaning all of the newer items are going to have this color. This week it was green. So all throughout today's video, I'm going to be looking for green tabs. I'll do the same thing in every thrift store just to make sure it is the same new color, but I'm pretty sure everything today was green. On this new rack, I found this Zara women's wide leg pant. Wide leg is definitely a style you want to look for. It's definitely more popular right now than the skinny jeans. So I did a quick comp on this one. It didn't look as good as my model, so I decided to leave it behind. On the same rack, I came across this women's North Face jacket. North Face is something I'm being picky on, but I thought this was a good style. So I went ahead and picked that up. I think I'm going to list that for somewhere between $30 and $35. Bibs, overalls of any sort are always something that I'm on the hunt for, and so when I saw these, I thought they were pretty interesting and unique, and I ended up getting them. It's actually a bib overall, longer length midi to maxi dress with some cute embroidery. I'm gonna get that and list that for I think about $40. Next, I came across this St. John's Bay men's outerwear. Outerwear in this brand in the men's department can be good, plus this was a size extra large. However, I decided to leave this behind because of the all over condition, but had I picked that up, I probably could have gotten $40 to $50 for it. This next brand is one of my good bread and butter brands, but I am pretty specific with what I get. It is Duluth Trading Company. Duluth Trading Company in larger sizes in the women's department, in my opinion, perform pretty good. I ended up getting this first maroon colored sweatshirt that should go for about $25 to $28, but I left this Henley behind. It just wasn't a style worth getting. This Nike on-field apparel tag is something I pick up pretty often. It really depends on what the team is and the condition of it, but I thought this hoodie was in really great condition and it had a really nice design on it. This should go for probably about $35. I actually found this Theory piece in the men's department. It's actually a women's oversized pullover jacket. These things are really popular right now, especially with that line you see, the like stitching around the zipper. For some reason, every brand that's doing this seems to be using that stitching there. So I thought this was a pretty modern style. I don't normally pick up Theory, but I will look up specific pieces, and I thought that this one was worth getting. I think I'm going to list this for somewhere between $35 and $40. In this men's department, I also found this Peter Millar men's zip pullover. This is also a size extra large, so that's really going to help to up the value. This can be a really great brand to be on the lookout for in the men's department. I will say that certain pieces sell better than others, and this is one of those pieces. This one should go for somewhere between $40 and $50. Just like Peter Millar, which is another golf type brand, this is another golf brand called FootJoy, And this is actually a line called Dry Joys by them, which are basically pull-on pants that keep you dry even in the rain and I think sometimes even the snow, but it's a very popular line, not only in pants, but jackets as well. So if you come across Dry Joys by FootJoy, definitely worth getting. When I picked these up, I did end up having to wash them. There was a couple marks on them, but I thought it was worth taking the time to do so just because of how quickly these were going to sell. I believe these are going to sell for about $40. These are a pair of Vince pants in a women's size 12. Also found these in the men's department, but knew they were women's because of the size 12. Vince is a brand that retails for a lot, but doesn't always have the best sell-through rate. However, I find that their dress pants do pretty good, so I did pick these up because they were in a semi-larger size, and I'm probably going to list those for about $30 to $35. This next brand, you guys, Flint and Tinder, you should pick up in pretty much anything. If you check the sell-through rate on eBay, it's something crazy, like 300%. Every time I list a pair of these pants, they fly the same week. I should be able to get somewhere between 35 and 40 for these. This is a super popular brand in the men's department. They don't just make pants, but that's normally what I find. You definitely want to get these. Something I've been having some really good luck with lately is Pilcrow and the letterpress jeans by Anthropologie, especially when they are in a size 30 or higher. These ones were really cool. I thought they had a really interesting style, so I did decide to get them. They also were in a bit of a larger size, another reason to get them, and they should sell for somewhere between $30 and $40. So I found all of that stuff off of one new rack and then the men's department. All those women's pieces were in the men's department, which just goes to show that you need to check pretty much every section of your thrift store because the employees put things where they don't belong. While I'm at thrift stores, I like to take advantage of having the time and kind of like double my work. And so I do like to take Instagram reels while I'm there if I have the opportunity to. And this particular day, I was getting some footage in the kids section because just how we found this women's stuff in the men's section, I find a ton of stuff in the kids section. If you guys want to see that reel, hop on over to my Instagram. I share some things on both Instagram and YouTube, but there's some things I exclusively put on Instagram. And I'd love for you guys to follow me over there, but here I'm just taking some footage of the kids department. I found a ton of women's adult items in this section this day, and again, just goes to show that you never know where stuff's going to be. A ton of new racks kept coming out, and so anytime a new rack came out, I stopped wherever I was in a section and I immediately went to the new rack. On this occasion, I found this men's extra large North Face jacket. Again, I am pretty picky with North Face, but men's larger sizes are definitely going to be a yes. Still need to look up the style of this particular jacket, but I'm gonna guess it's probably going to go from anywhere from $40 to $60. Same thing goes for the new like rollout shoe carts and hard goods carts. I still look at those as well as soon as they came out. I don't usually sell hard goods, but I came across this Hallmark 2013 Mickey Mouse like singing ornament thing. I also found a Donald Duck one. The Donald Duck one ended up being broken, so we actually did not end up selling this one, but the other one did end up selling within a day of getting it listed for $45. You guys might have seen that in my what sold video, but I thought this was a really cool sale. And the set of those, I think there's actually 5 with like different characters, can go for $300 to $400, so definitely something to keep your eye out for. So here's some other pieces that I found during that trip. All in all, pretty good. I was able to get quite a few bags and a great start to our thrifting day.
Okay, man oh man, it's been a day already. So I spent a lot of time in that thrift store. There was a lot of good stuff and they were bringing out new racks pretty much constantly. So I stayed there to try and kind of capture some of those new racks because I was finding a ton of good stuff, as you guys will see on those clips. Hope you guys are enjoying seeing what I'm picking up like in the moment. If you guys want to see like more thrift hauls, I do post thrift hauls on my YouTube, but I also post, I would say, more like snapshots of what I'm picking up over on my Instagram. So if you guys want to, if you have an Instagram, follow me over there. I've actually been working really hard on my Instagram. I was not very consistent in the beginning. Now I'm actually trying to be consistent. I just got invited into the Reels bonus program, so now I'm actually trying to make Reels so that I can make money off those Reels and stay within the program, which is pretty cool. So I thought about skipping lunch to get more done, but I'm gonna eat. I got some BB Bop. If you guys have ever been there, it's really freaking good. It's semi-healthy. So I'm gonna eat real quick in my car. That's kind of like my, I guess, trade-off for deciding to eat when I want to get more done, is just to eat my car to make it faster. I guess that logic doesn't really work, but for some reason it makes me less distracted and I'm able to eat quicker in my car, if that makes sense. If you know, you know. So I'm gonna eat this and then head on over to the final store of today, because after spending all that time at that thrift store, I have no time left. Totally worth it though, tons of new racks. Oh, something did happen in that store that I wanted to mention to you guys. Just kind of a, I guess, documenting this for myself and also anybody else that struggles with this. But I was like, I guess, on a really big reseller high because, again, they were bringing out new racks. I was hitting every single one of them, finding tons of stuff. At the time when they started bringing them out, I was the only reseller going to new racks. I was actually the only person really going to new racks right when they first came out. And then right when they were bringing out one of the last racks, I saw this down puffer North Face jacket on the end of one this guy was rolling out, and I was patiently waiting for where he was like stopping and putting the rack, and then some dude out of nowhere comes out of the aisle and stops him while he's rolling the cart and asks to grab that North Face jacket. And I was like, no. Yeah, so anyways, he ended up getting the jacket. I like halfway kind of watched him throughout the store to see if he would drop it, if maybe he was gonna like try it on and then it might not fit, but no, he definitely kept it. But all this to say, I like spent the rest of the time in the thrift store like legitimately mad and upset, like obnoxiously, like in my own head about it. Like, I could have gotten there first, like, why did I wait? I'm way mad at that guy for getting it. And I was like, that's actually really stupid, Cayley. Like, why are you thinking like that and acting like that? That there's no reason for that. I found a ton of great stuff. Like, there's enough for everybody. I think it's because it was like probably like a $200 jacket, but yeah, I found a ton of great stuff. So I really don't know why I was upset, but I had to have that talk with myself. Like, I instantly had like FOMO and was upset with myself and other people, and that's just so stupid. I don't know why I was acting like that. But anyways, I thought I would mention that here. If anybody struggles with that, like, you really have to, I guess, coach yourself out of doing that naturally. And yeah, it was not a good look. So I'm working on that, working on myself, because there really is enough for everybody. All right, I'm gonna eat and then on to the next store.
So this is a Calvin Klein office dress. I left this one behind because I don't know how to explain it. I love picking up Calvin Klein office dresses, but some of them feel super thick and high quality, and then some of them do not. This is one of those pieces that did not feel very thick. It just felt very thin and not a substantial piece, so I ended up leaving that behind, but I've been having some really good luck with Calvin Klein office dresses, so I did look at that. On a new shoe rack that rolled out, I immediately went over. I found these Coach heels, but they wanted $25 for them, so I ended up putting those back. I also found this Kate Spade wallet, which I looked over, but it had too many flaws on the leather, and the comps actually weren't that good anymore, so I ended up leaving both of those behind. So here I'm just going through some of the new racks. This store in particular has a ton of new racks, like all the time. I really enjoy going here. Here's a pair of Abercrombie and Fitch joggers, which I'll talk about here in a moment. But I just go through every single new rack. I cannot stress enough how good new racks are. If you are a newer reseller, if you're a seasoned reseller, pretty much I would say about 80% of the stuff that we get at thrift stores comes from new racks. And then the time we spend going through the rest of the store isn't as productive because we don't find as many pieces as we do off the new racks. And it makes sense, right? Because people have not touched those items or looked through, or other resellers looking through those new racks, but they have through the rest of the store. So you're getting brand new eyes on items that people have not picked over. It just makes sense. Please go to the new racks if you're able to. So here's those Abercrombie and Fitch joggers. In both men's and women's, I've been having some really good luck with Abercrombie joggers. I think they're just part of that Y2K trend that people are really into right now. So I did end up getting these. I think I can get about $25 for them is usually what I can get. Pretty bread and butter, but a solid pickup. Here's a Tommy Hilfiger skirt I was looking at because of the flag waistband. I thought that this was going to be really good, but I actually did comps and not performing well, surprisingly. On this new rack, I found a J. Crew women's blazer, which J. Crew blazers perform really well. This one was velvet, and velvet's really in right now, which is why I looked it up. I should be able to get about 40 to 50 for this. For some reason, I've been finding a lot of vintage Diane von Furstenberg. Diane von Furstenberg is a really high-end designer, and some of her pieces, the modern ones, do really well for me, and I like picking it up, but these vintage ones are very hit or miss. Can't remember if I got this, but I think I ended up leaving it behind because the threading was coming out of that. Golf pants lately have really taken a hit as far as sell-through rate, and I think that's just because we are in colder weather, but I am finding a lot of them. I'm leaving them behind though because I'm not sure how they're going to perform, but I think as we move into the warmer weather, I'll start to see an uptick in that sell-through rate and be able to pick them up again. Found some Lily Pulitzer. She is my girl. You know, I pick her up on pretty much anything. Also found this BP, which I don't normally get, but this is a shacket, which is really in right now, and I thought it was cute, so I'm getting it. Then I found this Talbot's extra small dog sweater. Talbot's extra small is usually a size that I leave behind, but these novelty print sweaters from mall brands like Loft or J. Crew that have animals or really any kind of novelty print on them always perform well for me. Should be able to get at least $25 for that, maybe more. Always on the hunt for modern Nike sweatshirts, and this one I thought was really cute, so we're grabbing it. I'm heading over to the kids section now because prices on kids clothing is so cheap. I mentioned it before, but I can find some really great jackets and coats in the kids wear section that go for good money. Found this Coach wallet on a new rack that came out for only $1.99, but put it back very quickly because after touching it, I questioned the authenticity. It just felt very, very low quality, so we're leaving that behind.
Okay, so I was here for so long, it is getting dark now, but I'm glad I came, and today was kind of a whirlwind with sourcing. Both places I went to had a ton of stuff. I think I ended up getting about, I want to say 60 to 65 items. A lot of really high quality stuff, which you guys hopefully will see in the video, and a lot of stuff that I turned down. But I'm exhausted and I have to drive back, so I'm going to end the vlog here. I'll do a breakdown on the next screen of kind of where I ended up today, how much I spent on items, what my cost of goods were, and then how much minimum I expect to sell everything for. I am going to hop off of here and get to driving. Hope that you guys enjoyed watching today's video. If you guys like this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe if you're not already and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time I post these kind of videos. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.